I think it would be very fair to say that Canada, the last couple of years, the last 10, have just been a giant walking red pilling experience. Some might even say it's a giant black pilling experience. For myself personally, the more and more I see, the more I can't unsee the scamdemic, the slave minded people of COVID that would get upset for me, not wearing a mask in a store because it makes you look like a slave, that would just comply with what they were told to do to get their experimental vaccine, the big boogeyman, orange man bed. There are so many elements of Canada that are red pilling and or black pilling. But what I'm going to share with you today, in my opinion, is above and beyond. This is by far the most black pilling experience that I have had in Canada to date in my 20 some odd years of life. So let's start this off with, I think personally, the goal of life, the goal of every single species, humans included, as we are a part of the mammal species, is to reproduce. You know, you can buy into the new age think, this new liberal women's propaganda, women's liberation think that your career is important to you. And to a degree, yes, having purpose and fulfillment is important. But at the end of the day, yes, we have, nice clothes, nice microphones, nice studios, nice computers, nice phones, TVs that you're watching this video on. But at the end of the day, when you boil it right all the way down just to the nitty gritty, the only thing that matters is reproducing, having family, and having kids. That's what I believe. Because what is the purpose of life otherwise? All the work that my ancestors did, my grandfather, who dodged bombs when he was 8 years old in World War II in Germany, found a way to survive, came over to Canada without a dime to his name, not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, learned the language, built a career, put money aside, met my grandmother, had my mom, who then met my dad. They made sacrifices. And then for me to just say, thanks, but I'm good. All your sacrifices, it was nice, but I'm not going to be selfish and say, I don't want to do that because I want to travel the world. And this twisted, nuanced think of it's selfish to have kids, so be selfless and enjoy yourself, you are retarded. Like, genuinely, if that is a real train of thought that you have and that you believe, you are genuinely retarded. You are stupid as shit. Anyway, so if we can agree that having kids is the greater purpose, the greatest purpose on earth, I haven't had them yet, but I'm planning to. And so, realistically speaking, as a man, Canada is probably the most hostile place to try and facilitate that and to accomplish that. First off, all the women are feminists. Most of them are liberals. They're raging feminists with double-digit body counts. They are not compliant. They are not soft, submissive, fun, friendly, feminine. None of the things that the previous generation was. So, for example, when I try to explain to my parents, when I tell my mother, I'm working 10 times as hard as my father ever did to try to find a woman that is only 10% of the quality that you were. My mom can't grasp this because it's changed so much. She doesn't understand this as a concept. When I explain the same thing to my dad, that I have to work 10 times harder, you can't just be Joe Schmo, the average guy, get an average job, average life, and do fine. You're going to get wrecked, right? Humbly speaking, even as a 6'5", ex-professional athlete, humble, funny, tall, handsome, and sexy, even I struggle, right? I've said many times, I date 5s and 7s. Kevin Samuels would say there's no such thing as a 7. She's an 8 or a 6. So let's just say I date 5s and 6s if 7s don't exist. And even I struggle. The second you get outside of a 6, they have been programmed with so much attention, so much validation from social media, because why would you take the attention of one man when you can get it from 10,000 sims that are endless, right? And if you've ever had, in my opinion, the fortune, but at the same time the misfortune of dating an extremely attractive woman that is an objective 8 plus, and you've ever gone through their Instagram DMs, you'll see very quickly, oh, this is what I'm competing with. Now I get it, right? Like if I was sitting here, and I'm not going to pretend to be some Chad, Brad, or Tyrone. I'm not. And I'm also not a Prince Charming. But if I had, not even 10,000, if I had 100 women messaging me every day, oh my God, Travis, you're so handsome, you're so tall, you're so sexy, you're so funny, I think that I'm the absolute man. And I would have an extremely inflated ego. Now, put that on blast by 10 times, right? A woman goes in a dating app, she'll have 200, 300, 400 likes. Now, granted, 300 of them are from the Indian guys who are like, oh my God, baby, I'd take you back to my farm and trade you for a goat back in Punjab or Pakistan. Yes, they don't want that, but they're still getting that attention, right? You go through a woman's Instagram DMs. I remember this one good-looking gal. She tried to convince me nobody DMs her. If you saw what she looked like, you'd be like, bullshit. Yeah, nobody's DM'd you in the last 30 seconds. And then about a month and a half into dating her, she tells me, do you want to see all my DMs? Look at all the men that I don't respond to. And she's like scrolling through. I'm like, what the hell? Give me that. I'll take a look. It's insane. How many dudes, oh my God, I'd love to take you on a date. I'd love to this, I'd love to that. You're so beautiful. I'm like, what is wrong with you people?